All right, let's dive into something, well, a little unconventional. What if the key to a healthier scalp and maybe even better hair growth was already sitting in your medicine cabinet? Yeah, I'm talking about something as simple as an allergy pill.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Allergy pills and hair growth, what's the connection, right? Well, it seems kind of strange at first, but digging into this actually uncovers a huge misunderstanding many of us have about hair loss. We get so focused on the hair itself, but maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, what's going on underneath it all?
And that really gets to the heart of it. For so many people, the real issue isn't the hair at all. It's an inflamed scalp. We spend all this time and money on our hair, but the root of the problem, pun intended, is the very environment it's trying to grow in. If your scalp is constantly irritated, it's basically like trying to grow a beautiful garden in really, really bad soil. It's just not going to work.
So, this leads us to something the source material calls the inflammation barrier. And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. For a lot of people, it's a very real thing. Think of it like a literal roadblock on your scalp that stops all those treatments you're trying from ever even getting a chance to work. So let's break that down. An inflamed scalp is basically a scalp on high alert. It's super reactive. That inflammation can physically block topical treatments from ever sinking in. So all that money and effort you're spending, it's pretty much going to waste. It just creates this hostile environment where healthy hair just can't thrive. So the big question is, if your topicals can't even get through this barrier, what do you do? Well, you've got to think differently, right? You can't just fight it head on. You need a tool that can kind of dismantle that barrier from the inside out. And that, believe it or not, brings us to our unlikely hero, Zyrtec, or, a similar anti-allergy medication. Now, the strategy here isn't about treating seasonal allergies or anything like that. It's all about borrowing its anti-inflammatory powers to tackle what's going on with your scalp.
But why Zyrtec? Well, the trichologist in the source material points out that it's known for being really easy on the body. Remember, the goal isn't to blast a huge allergic reaction. It's much more subtle. The idea is to work from the inside out, to gently dial down that constant low-grade inflammation that's causing all the chaos on your scalp.
And this quote from the source really just says it all. The goal is to calm down enough of the inflammation on the scalp. See, it's not about magically eliminating it forever with a single pill. It's about lowering the reactivity just enough so that your scalp stops being its own worst enemy. Okay, so this all builds into a really clear, actionable plan. And it's not just about popping a pill and hoping for the best. It's a simple two-part approach called the calming and cleansing strategy.
It's a really classic inside-out, outside-in method. Super simple. Step 1, you calm things down internally with the anti-allergy medication. And at the exact same time, for step 2, you make sure the outside, the surface of your scalp, is super clean by shampooing regularly. That way you're getting rid of any other irritants.
And for that cleansing part, the source gets really specific. The recommendation is to shampoo at least every 48 hours. And hey, if your scalp is okay with it, you can even bump that up to every 24 hours. The whole point is just to keep that surface consistently clean and free from stuff that could cause more irritation. All right, so you've done the work. You've calmed the inflammation inside. You're keeping your scalp clear on the outside. So what's the big payoff? Well, this is the exciting part. This is where you literally open the door for your other hair growth treatments to finally start working. I mean, this comparison really shows the whole transformation. You go from having this irritated scalp that's basically a brick wall blocking everything you try to put on it, to a calm scalp that's now a receptive, healthy foundation. It's ready for new growth strategies. You're basically changing the entire game. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means a calmer scalp might finally be able to handle products that used to cause irritation. The source mentions things like benign hair regrowth serums, or even versions of minoxidil that don't have propylene glycol, which is a really common irritant. The bottom line is, a calm scalp just gives you way more options to play with. So if there's one key takeaway from all this, it's this. It's all about the order of operations. You absolutely have to deal with the internal inflammation first. By calming your system from the inside, you create the opening for all those topical treatments to finally do their job later. And that really leaves us with a pretty big idea to think about, doesn't it? This whole approach kind of zooms out from just focusing on your head to looking at your entire body. It suggests that sometimes the best solutions start with the whole system, not just the one spot where you see the problem. Now, of course, and this is super important, you should always talk to a doctor or a dermatologist before you start any new medication. But it does make you wonder, right?
Could calming your whole body be the real first step to actually healing your scalp?